was such a shock when I found out about Liza, because I'd always thought Richard was somewhat lacking in that area.
Breadstick?
We spent 2 whole weeks in the Bahamas one year. Not one night I'd call memorable. I rubbed him all over with sunblock, but he said it was too hot for that sort of thing.
Well, you've got Christopher.
I'd hardly call him a love child. Richard had just been made editor of Photo Play. I think he thought he was Hugh Hefner that night.
Did you put him back, Marjorie?
I need him, that's for sure.
Yes, I suppose. All those memories.
I don't know how to work the video timer.
More to it than that. Do you still love him?
I'm not sure I really loved him in the first place. I like the way he ordered drinks. He's very good with the drains.
It's a sort of love, I suppose.
Has Bill ever strayed?
No, not since we've been together.
How do you know?
Well, I think a woman always knows, doesn't she, if she's honest? Once you stop kissing on the lips, watch out.
I should have been on my guard since 1985, then.
Well, Bill and I aren't married yet.
But you would be pretty upset if you had an affair, wouldn't you?
No, I'd be calm and sensible.
Would you?
Yes. I'd just never see him again.
Do you think I should divorce Richard?
Marjorie, it's not for me to say. I can only tell you what I'd do.
Yeah, but he's been despicable.
Yes, he has.
Well, do you think I should give him a chance?
I think you should talk to him.
No, I don't want to talk to him. That would only confuse things. No, I don't want to see him. Oh, you're such a good listener, Faith. If I hadn't had you to discuss the situation with, I imagine I would have turned into a very embittered, lonely, withdrawn, silently resigned to my fate as a discarded wife, sitting at home, staring into space.
Night, Richard.
Bill?
Yes?
In a hurry?
Why, what is it?
How do you feel about a doner kebab?
Is this a questionnaire, or are you asking me for a date?
Could make a night of it.
I happen to know that Faith is cooking some fresh trout, and I have strict instructions not to be late.
I see.
Some other time.
Must be wonderful to go home to someone.
Yes, well, if you hadn't misbehaved with Liza, you would be able to go home to Marjorie.
I don't regret a moment of it, you know.
Well, that's something.
I still have hopes for us.
Which us? You and Marjorie, or you and Liza?
That's a tough one.
Is it?
With Liza, I'm transported onto a different plane. But nobody pickles walnuts like Marjorie.
Are you missing your home comforts?
I suppose I am.
Well, you won't be the first bloke to have had an affair and realised what is lost.
Often, in the evenings, Marjorie would get out her needlepoint. It was her own design, bantam cock with hens. And I would play something light on the pianoforte.
Yeah, but have you spoken to her?
She won't speak to me. She thinks I'm still in love with Liza.
Which you are.
Well, only when I see her.
Which is every day.
You don't think I should have given her a job here, do you?
No, I don't. But I think the balance of your mind was disturbed by Liza.
Well, you were in love with Liza once. How did you break the spell?
I married her.
I asked her to marry me, you know.
Yes, which was daft, considering you're still married to Marjorie.
I do appreciate our little talks, Bill.
It would be better if you talked to Marjorie.
She told me to talk to the solicitor.
Well, maybe he'd like a kebab.
If we ever split up,
No, you can't have my recipe books.
we've got to promise not to talk about each other to anyone else.
No point.
Good.
No one will believe what I have to put up with.
Wrap your face round that.
But your delicate sensitivity is adequate compensation.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Not to mention your modesty.
I've got away with fish. Try it.
Perhaps a little more wine. It's delicious. Now top you up.
Yes, please. Bill, why is it everyone always tells me their flaming problems?
Because you have such a sympathetic nature.
I had 2 hours today of Marjorie going on about Richard. Now she doesn't want to speak to him again.
You should have seen Richard in the office. The ballad of a lonely man. He tried to tempt me into a takeaway, but I said, no, I've got to get back to the trout. And here I am, my darling.
It would help them, you know, if they could talk to each other like we do.
Well, not like that, surely. In a more civilised way.
I told Marjorie that if you ever had an affair, it would be the end of us.
You told me if I ever had a drink after work, that would be the end of us.
She obviously wants to try again. I think she's balmy, but then who am I to decide for anybody else? We don't want any more of this, do we?
Apparently not.
She's not a woman to live alone.
Well, Richard can hardly eat alone.
Well, why don't you invite him to dinner one evening?
What, and have him crying all over the table?
Good idea. Why don't we invite Marjorie as well?
That is a good idea.
Well, we won't tell them we've invited them both, and then we can discreetly leave them together.
That is the most ridiculous, disastrous, doomed idea you've had since you bought me a subscription to Practical Householder.
Yes, I know. But I'm desperate.
Why don't we just leave them to sort it out themselves?
Well, because they're not going to, are they? Look, we're spending all our evenings talking about their problems.
Instead of talking about ours.
Exactly. What? Oh. So, you're awake as well, are you, Bill? Oh, dear. Terrible, isn't it, trying to get back to sleep when you wake up in the early hours?
I didn't wake up. I am not waking up. I am not awake.
Oh, my mind's going round and round.
It's following your mouth.
You want a cup of tea?
No, I don't. I want to go to sleep. Until the morn in russet mantle clad.
The more I think about it, the more I think we should make a special effort when Richard and Marjorie come to dinner.
When did we decide that they were coming to dinner?
Well, about half an hour ago, you were asleep.
Oh, God, I was happy then.
Well, look, we've got to do something. I mean, they're even disturbing your sleep.
No, they're not. You're disturbing my sleep.
I think what we should do is have it in the sitting room. I'll put the flaps up. Then we can have that nice white tablecloth on, and I'll, make it look nice, flowers and candles.
And unchipped plates.
Yes, get them in the right mood.
If we are going to go ahead with this stupid idea, and I'm only agreeing so I can get back to sleep, I do not want it to look as if I'm having the boss to dinner.
Yeah, but he's the boss.
Be yourself. Keep it simple. Set the table in the kitchen. Have something uncomplicated. Make it very relaxed, low-key. All we want to do is to get Richard and Marjorie talking. If they think it's a dinner date, they will run a mile.
What do you mean, be myself, keep it simple?
Where's my jacket?
Which one?
The waterproof one, the big long one.
Oh, didn't you lend it to Joe?
No, I don't think so.
Yes, you remember that night it was raining and he went over to Chris's.
Well, that was weeks ago.
You just missed it now.
Well, I haven't needed it until now.
Ask Joe.
Joe?
All right.
Where's my jacket?
Aren't you going to ask me how to five-a-side went?
No. Where's my jacket?
What jacket?
The waterproof one, the big one. You borrowed it to go to Chris's that night it was raining.
Well, it was weeks ago.
I know it was weeks ago, so where is it now?
Dunno.
Joe? That was a very unusual jacket.
Yeah.
And expensive.
So?
So where is it?
Well, it'll turn up.
Well, I want it back now.
What am I, Aladdin?
Where is it?
It'll be around. Take it easy.
Why should I? You've swanned off with my jacket, lost it.
Who says I lost it?
Well, you don't know where it is. That means you've lost it.
Oh, if you say so.
What is going on?
Joe has lost my coat.
Oh, leave it out.
Have you?
You just have no respect for other people's property, do you?
Who says I don't?
I do. And it's not the money. It's your attitude.
Yes, Bill's right.
Oh, Bill's always right, according to you.
Now, you go out and don't come back until you find that coat.
No! Don't tell me what to do. You're not my father.
Oh, Joe, apologise.
Oh, he should apologise. He's just winding me up.
Your manners are as bad as your memory.
Listen, please, come on, let's discuss this calmly. Do it for me. You know I hate to see you both fighting. Come on. You say you love me.
When did I say I love you?
He's just being a complete pain.
Oh, so nothing's new.
Hannah, are you coming down at all?
Not at the moment, no money.
Well, if I sent you the money, would you come down and talk to Joe?
About what?
Oh, I don't know, things in general. I just want to know if he's got any emotional problems.
But emotionally, he's 5 years old.
Yes, well, he won't listen to
He
me.
won't listen to anyone.
Billy wasn't his father.
Well, Bill's not his father.
I know, but it was the way he said it.
Doesn't matter what way he says it, it's true.
What, do you think Joe's worried about something?
Oh, Mum, at that age you're worried about everything, but you have to pretend you're not.
So come down and tell him that.
What, 200 miles for one sentence?
It is important.
Mum, he's just being normal. Well, when I say normal, I mean...
Hannah, there must be a reason why he's being so difficult about everything.
Well, remember what I was like, what I'm still like, you keep telling me.
Yes, like living with a Rottweiler.
Yeah, well, if you'd asked me why I was like that, I couldn't have given you an answer. It's just that age, he'll get over it.
If I don't kill him first.
I mean, it's not as if he's into drugs or drink or robbing banks, is it?
Joe,
What now?
do you know what this is?
Oh, yeah.
It's extremely dangerous.
Oh, I can handle it.
Oh, yes, that's what they all say.
Do they?
Yes, I've been reading about it.
Oh, yeah?
The things it can do to people.
Well, only if you don't know what you're doing.
It changes people's moods.
Does it?
Well, I was very surprised to find it in your room, Joe.
Oh, OK, I should have put it away when I'd finished with it.
But you don't need it.
Yes, I do. I'm not a kid.
But, Joe, you shouldn't be using
Well,
it.
nothing else has the same effect.
Listen, I'm going to keep this. What have you got to say about that?
Well, I'll get some more.
I see. You can't do without it, then.
Well, I can, but how am I going to fix my Sabutio? You thought I was glue sniffing, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I didn't. All right, I did, maybe. All right, I did, yes.
Do you think I'm completely stupid?
Yes, actually, I do, Joe. I think you are sometimes completely stupid.
Well, I must take after you, then.
Don't talk to me like that. It's quite understandable I should be worried. Come back and talk.
What on earth is going on?
I am trying to murder my son. Please let go of my arm.
Why? What's he done?
Well, I thought he was glue sniffing, and he wasn't.
So you're going to murder him for not doing it?
When I said he was completely stupid, he said he must take after me.
Yes, well, he's forever upsetting somebody.
He does talk rubbish at times. It's understandable, isn't it?
What?
That I should be concerned when I find a tube of glue in his room.
Well, maybe he was mending something.
He was, but I didn't know that at the time.
And you didn't think to ask him?
Glue sniffers lie. It's a well-known fact.
But he's not a glue sniffer.
I know he's not a glue sniffer. Do you honestly think I am completely stupid?
No, not at all. I'm a little hasty, perhaps.
The way he's been behaving lately, he could have been sniffing glue.
Faith, I think you were right to confront him, OK?
It's hard enough for mothers as it is, you know, wondering what they get up to behind your back and imagining the worst. It's not surprising, is it really, that sometimes we might just jump to the wrong conclusions, is it?
Not at all, not at all.
No, but you think I did the wrong thing?
And I think you did the right thing to mention it to him.
Do you?
If it upset you.
Do you mean that?
If I didn't, I'd tell you.
Would you?
Probably.
Can't find my key.
What are you doing here?
Mum said you're a complete pain, so I've come to sort you out.
Who are you, Mary Poppins?
Where's Mum?
In town, not back till late.
Oh, I won't see her then. I can't stop long.
What a shame.
I got a lift down with Jenny. She wanted to come down and see her sister's new baby.
How interesting.
Oh, Mum was right. You're even worse than usual.
I'm fine.
So how's things?
Fine.
How's the A-levels?
Fine.
How's Spurs? Fine.
They're rubbish at the time of asking as it goes.
Joe, Mum's worried about you, you know.
She's been moaning about me, isn't she?
You're not taking anything, are
Well,
you?
apart from a lot of stick, you mean?
You know what I mean.
But you all think I'm stupid, don't you?
You can be completely dense at times, yeah.
You're turning into Mum, you know that.
Don't start insulting
Well,
me.
don't start giving me grief. You used to be well out of order. You never used to speak for days. And I remember you being carried home by Melanie and that bloke when you got seriously wrecked.
Yeah, all right, OK, so I can see how much hassle I caused.
And you're going to give me an ear bashing?
Look, I've come all this way...
To have a go?
To find out if you've got a problem.
Oh, I have.
Well, what is it?
You really want to know?
I do, yeah.
That I'm not an only child.
Oi! Oi!
Anna?
I can't stop, Bill. Just on my way to...
To Murder Joe.
How did you know?
There's a lot of it about.
How did she look?
Who?
Well, Hannah, of course.
Fine.
She eating properly?
Didn't ask.
How are the studies going?
Faith, she was travelling at about 20 miles an hour when I saw her. There wasn't time for a questionnaire.
Good of her, though, wasn't it, to come down specially to talk to Joe? She surprises me sometimes, you know. I didn't realise she could be so sensitive to other people's feelings.
She reminds me of you in so many ways.
Oh, I'll go. Look, just keep an eye on my chilli.
Faith.
Richard.
How kind of you to ask me.
It's lovely to see you.
A small offering?
Thank you. Hang your coat up here.
Thank you.
Bill is slaving over a hot chilli.
Ah, Richard! Good, good. Now we can open the wine.
Can I do the honours?
Oh, thank you.
Richard's brought me some lovely flowers.
Oh, very nice.
I'll just put them in water.
So, who else is coming?
Would you like to look round the house, Richard? You haven't been here before, have you?
Well,
Seen one crumbling Victorian tip, you've seen them all.
Well, just thought Richard...
Where's he going to look? He'll need 6 months in quarantine if he goes in Joe's room.
I suppose I've got all that to come with Christopher. Or I would have if...
We're going to redecorate the kitchen.
Are we?
Yes, I've gone off pine. I like those painted units, don't you?
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, we've got those at... Oh, Marjorie's got those.
Been very, warm lately, hasn't it?
Has it?
Yes, well, except when it's cold, like now.
Read any good books lately?
Only the marriage guidance handbook. It's called Starting Again.
I'll go.
I'll go.
You watch the chili.
All right. Sit down, Richard. She loves you, yeah.
Ah, yeah. Come in, Marjorie.
Bill. These are for you. Oh, and Faith, of course.
Oh, very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Well, let me take your coat.
Oh, thank you.
There we are.
Oh, that looks just
By
like...
Jove! You need a coat tonight, don't you? It's freezing out there.
It's lovely and warm in here.
Well, come in. Let me introduce you to, Faith.
Just...
Marjorie, I didn't expect...
Hello, Faith.
Marjorie's brought us some flowers.
Oh, how lovely. What a coincidence. I'll just put them with Richard's all together.
This is a bit of a shock. Did you know I was coming?
No, he didn't, actually. Thing is, we thought...
Faith thought.
All right, I thought, and Bill agreed, that it was time that you two talked to each other instead of to Bill and me about each other. Oh, come on, Marjorie. Sit down and have a drink.
Thank you.
Look, would you rather I left?
No, of course we wouldn't. You don't want him to leave, do you, Marjorie?
It was a daft idea.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You're looking thinner.
I'm not eating properly. Missing my greens.
I'm getting good heads on the cabbages.
And how's the purple-headed broccoli?
Infiltrated by cabbage root fly.
How disheartening. And the tomatoes?
Blossom and rot, I'm afraid.
Pick them now. Make some of your chutney.
Yes, perhaps I will.
And this voice boomed out. Let go of the branch, my son, and I will catch you with my almighty hand. And this chap, he thought for a bit and he said, is there anyone else there? It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
Richard always did tell jokes well.
Thank you.
Do you remember that joke you told about the dentist and the trapeze artist when we were having dinner with George and Daphne?
Oh, yes, a terrific joke, but at the end of it, George stood up and said it was offensive to dentists and anatomically impossible.
I think he'd had a bit too much to drink, but Richard handled it terribly well.
Yes, I told him that now I thought about it, it was a chiropodist, not a dentist.
Yes.
Well, I think I'm going to make some coffee, Bill.
Oh, we make coffee in here, don't we?
Yes. I'd like to talk to you about something.
Of course, my love, of course. Subtle as a percussion set, isn't she? Excuse us.
We'll just leave you in peace for a bit.
Thank you.
You know where we are if you want.
Come on.
How long are we going to give them in there?
Leave them alone. They'll come out when they're finished.
Good idea of mine.
Yes, come on. Let's catch the news headlines.
How can you watch the television with a real-life drama going on in there?
Well, I don't think Richard and Marjorie are quite in the same class as Burton and Taylor, are they?
No. Sweet, though, isn't it? Quite touching, really.
There's not a dry eye in the house.
Bill, if anything goes wrong between us...
You mean anything else?
We won't stop talking, will we?
You don't know how to.
How's Christopher?
Missing his daddy?
Oh, is he?
So am I.
Do you think, Marjorie, that we might try to start again?
You hurt me, Richard.
I know. I'm sorry.
The only way it would work is if Liza was not part of your life.
She isn't.
I mean physically.
I no longer have a physical relationship with Liza.
She is part of your life. She works for you, doesn't she?
Yes?
Well, sack her.
I can't.
Why not?
On what grounds?
That she seduced you.
She'd take me to an industrial tribunal.
Would you rather I took you to the divorce court?
All right.
Oh, don't go in there. Richard and Marjorie are in there.
What, and you're in here?
Yes, well, for the time being.
Funny sort of dinner party. Here you go.
Oh, I knew it'd turn up.
Yeah, Neil had it in the end with his fishing stuff. I'm going to watch the football. Catch you later.
Oh, I'm glad we've sorted that out. Stick it in the cupboard under the stairs, Bill, then you'll know where it is in future.
Joe,
What now?
have you seen the state this is in?
Well, I got it back, didn't I?
Damaged. Look at this. And this.
Well, they were there when he gave it to me.
Oh, no, they weren't.
Prove it.
Marjorie, isn't it enough that I'm no longer involved with her? I can't denounce her.
You can't.
No, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm perfectly willing to come back to you, but...
But you want to keep your floozy in the office?
She is not my floozy. Anymore.
I think I know where your loyalties lie, Richard.
They lie with you.
Oh, no, they don't. They lie with her. And so do you, as often as possible.
Marjorie!
It smells of fish.
Well, what do you expect?
Well, that's no answer.
Marjorie!
Yes, I'm going up.
Don't you run away from me. You come back down
Marjorie,
here.
isn't it
or
enough
I'll
that
you
I'm willing
what?
to
I'm not joking.
Is everybody happy?